Hi, we're here with Tom Salomone, who is the marketing manager for the mechanical CAD and AEC markets for HP. Thanks for being here.
Oh, it's my pleasure.
So what new innovations has HP brought to AU this year?
Well, we're really excited about the innovations we have at AU, right? We have a number of innovations. One of the ones we're pushing very hard is HP Skyroom, which is a new collaboration tool. A second one we're pushing very hard is our new Z workstations. And our new Z workstations hit the market around the summer time frame, and most people haven't seen them yet, but they set a new standard for innovation, for reliability, and for performance. And so we're very happy to have those here at AU. One of the things we're doing just to show the new design is we're asking people to actually take it apart and put it back together. And it's a very simple thing. Say, well, how hard can it be to take it apart? But if you look inside a workstation maybe 3 years ago, there's lots of wires, there's a lot of difficulty, all right? And to really take it apart and put it back together, it might take you an hour and a half. And so you know, we have people that we've recorded, or people that record themselves and send us videos themselves doing it, taking it apart and putting it back together in about a minute and a half.
Really?
As a matter of fact, it takes longer for the system to boot up with Windows than it takes to take it apart and put it back together. So that's just one of the small things we're doing here at AU. We have a whole new series of large format printers that we've recently announced that we're showing. You know, really great printer quality. We have a thing called Dream Color, where the screen actually matches the reality of the color on the product.
Wow.
And then you can print that, right? And so the print matches the real color that you design. So you can see on the screen now and do that in reverse. You can design your color on the screen, print it out, get the same image, develop your product with real materials, get the same look of color. So we have all three of those here. We're demonstrating that.
Great.
Right?
Wow, that's
Right?
exciting.
Right. So we have a lot of new technologies. We're showing Windows 7 for people to try.
Oh, that just came out.
Yeah, yeah.
Right.
And we have a new virtual machine at AU. So what virtual machines is, if people don't know, it allows you to run 2 operating systems. So for instance, and so you can totally separate what's running, so there's no interference. So if you have AutoCAD 2006 and you want to run it with AutoCAD 2010, right, you can run one on one virtual machine, one on the other, right? So you can really take advantage of some of these tools. So we have a lot of exciting technologies, and everything I've mentioned didn't exist really last year, except Dream Color, which we had just started to announce. So this you know, a lot happens in a year in terms of technology.
Yep, we're in an interesting time.
Very interesting times. Very interesting times.
So tell me about the new press release.
Oh yeah, we're very excited at HP about this press release. This is something we've worked for years, and in the press release we're talking about how we've just taken over the #1 market share for workstations, and that includes desktop and mobile workstations worldwide.
Wow.
And for all segments. So this is really a big advance for HP. And in workstations, it's a very narrow market with very few competitors. So to be #1, we had to achieve 44% of the market share, which is huge.
That's huge.
Right? So we've been #1 in the PC market for a lot of years, and we're only at 18% market share. So to give you an idea of how you know, the differences in numbers. So we're pretty excited about that. And Autodesk you know, uses our products, and so they're part of the press release, and so that's why we chose this time to announce it, right?
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
Congratulations, that's great.
Yeah.
So why should people think about HP over the competition?
Well, you know, in HP, we like to think that we offer more to people to keep them competitive. And there's really 3 big points we like to make with them. One is performance, the second is innovation, and the third is reliability. So we try to develop our products with all 3 things in mind. So we want to be leadership in each area. So I just talked a tiny bit about our innovation, right? And you know, we innovate on things like being green. We are the #1 green company, you know, rated by Newsweek of thousands of companies, including many of the customers that are here. 90% of our systems are recyclable, and for the first time ever, we're now hitting 89% power efficiency.
Wow.
So that means that 89% of the power that comes into the plug actually goes into working the system, versus typical about 60%, which is the norm of about 2 years ago. So there's lots of innovations. Another innovation that has really been integrated into workstations is sensor technology, like you have on cars. So now with all the fans that you have for these complicated graphics cards, these complicated chips, things like that. And then to extend the reliability of the systems, you have to really monitor airflow and cooling. And so all that is now controlled in the bias with sensors, just like in your cars. So things stay cooler, they stay at the right temperature, they operate the most effectively. So there's a lot of innovations. I think there's something like 20-something patents that we got in this level of design. So innovation is huge. Reliability, I mentioned a little bit about reliability, but the chipsets, all require tremendous amount of cooling to stay to keep their expected life cycle, as well as disk drives. So cooling structure is really unique, and so reliability, and then performance. We use the Intel chipsets, right? The Xeon chipsets, which is the Hallam-based chipsets. It's the enterprise version of the i7, which but it has a lot more reliability and speed and power for these applications. So that's where we get the innovation.
All right. So what's happening in the HP booth?
Yeah, so we have a lot of cool things in the HP booth. So it's too bad these people weren't here. We have a little act on the side with a little humor. You're going to miss some of the funny things. We have a lot of giveaways this year. So if people wanted to win a workstation, they'll miss out on those chances.
Wow.
And we have mini notebooks that we're giving away. They'll miss out on those. So those poor people out there, they're going to miss a lot. But at the same time, though, we call it the technology tour. Because those things I just mentioned are all in the booth, and plus a lot of other things. So we have a demonstration where we get a question from people, especially in the AutoCAD area, that says, well, can I get a buy with like a PC graphics card or professional graphics card? So we have a real demonstration of an HP PC, an HP workstation, right? The high end of the PC, the fastest graphics card with the low end of the workstation with the lowest graphics card, and they just with the lowest one and the highest one, they can still see they have an advantage. And so we're demonstrating that. We're demonstrating Autodesk's new product called Project Newport, which is a brand new interface for people and a brand new way to think about working and doing their design. And we're demonstrating that. That's the only place it's really being demonstrated continuously is in our booth. So there's a lot of things that we're doing there. We have a performance advisor tool we're demonstrating. We're not to mention our large format printers. We have instant printing capabilities, and so there's a lot of things people can use and learn and take away in terms of technologies for engineers and architects. So
sounds great. Well, thank you for taking the time to come and be with us.
Yeah, thank
you for joining us.
So that took the 5 minutes.